Luke, what were the key takeaways 2 days after?
Yeah, look, we again saw some good little wins from our group. We're chasing our contest pressure and our front half footy, and the takeaways from that were some improvements in those areas, and we sustained it for a little bit longer. But again, we've got to keep working to do that for 4 quarters.
And do you have to keep working to back it up? In the past 2 years, a performance like that or 2 performances like that have been followed by a string of really disappointing performances?
Yeah, definitely. It's like every club. Every club's trying to back it up each week. We're on a different journey to some others, and we're trying to chase those identity pieces, and we've got to keep sustaining it for 4 quarters. We're going to continue to keep striving to do that for longer, and our group's just got to keep trying to back it up.
You mentioned the contest, the clearance, but also probably more key, the pressure. You got flogged at clearance, you got flogged in contest, you got flogged in inside 50s in the first quarter, but you're in the game because of your pressure, your ability to disrupt them and to be able to create something going your own way.
Yeah, which is really pleasing for our group. The numbers that you mentioned, if in the past, probably if they have been against us, we haven't been in the game. So we really thought the guys were up for the fight. As much as the numbers that we go after, the KPIs we're going after weren't in our favour, I thought the guys really had a real crack at trying to then nullify Sydney's ball movement, bring some pressure and try and keep the ball in the front half.
So how do you make sure that becomes a every week thing as opposed to a once every now and again thing?
Yeah, look, we've been chasing it for a while in our pre-season, so we just got to keep training it and keep trying to define it, what it looks like for our playing group. We're going to keep giving them opportunities to be able to train that, and we have done that so far. And we've got to keep showing the areas that we've got to get better at, and we've got to keep showing them when they do it well. And then hopefully that sinks in and we can keep getting it for the rest of the time.
Jack Darling competed well, got his hands to a lot, dropped a lot, looked like a player down on confidence. You look like you have to play him because of where he fits in your structure, but how do you try and give him some more belief and get him up and going again?
Yeah, we just got to keep building his barrier confidence through his training. I thought Jack competed really hard. One of the things that was really noticeable for his game in the weekend was his defensive pressure. And when he's bringing that, then the rest of his game flows. So I know he's got the confidence behind him with his training to continue to keep putting together his marking, and he'll get more opportunities through his defensive actions, and hopefully continues to try and take those marks and obviously hit the scoreboard for us.
Tim Kelly appeared to have a bit of a struggle of a day, which maybe takes a gloss off some of the better work of the younger kids. Any idea what was going on with him at all?
No, not at all. Like, guys are going to have moments throughout games. And the pleasing thing, as you mentioned, is that some of our kids stepped up. Tim's done a really good job for us over a number of years and over a number of weeks being the number one midfielder and really grinding it out. And he had a little bit of a lower day, but it was great to see obviously Yowie step up, and then some of those young kids and Ruben Jimby, Lukey Edwards when he had his moments, getting through there to actually try and help him out was really pleasing to see.
Campbell Chesser appears to still be battling a little bit to try and get his hands on the ball. Is there some thought to maybe putting him in the middle at some stage over the next coming weeks to see if he can play on ball and maybe get into the game a bit earlier and a bit harder?
Yeah, potentially. He had opportunities to get on ball throughout the game. He probably has a small hit on ball at times, but I think he's just got to continue to keep working on his own game. And what I did see from being the backline coach, he actually did get back to support a couple of times and help us save a couple of goals, which was really pleasing.
Another very good outing for Brady Hoff to nullify Tom Papley. He's really, in a year of struggle for the team, he's really building a case for himself as well.
Yeah, his development's been terrific. He took on Papley on the weekend, and as much as he did a really good job, I thought that the whole group really looked after him as well too and helped him out. But yeah, he's doing a terrific job on doing some lockdown jobs, but he's also actually getting involved in our ball movement as well and playing our system, which has been really pleasing to see.
The list only looks like it's getting healthier at the moment as well, obviously with Sheed and Cully coming back in. Do you think that they probably will stay in the waffle for maybe a few more weeks, or do you think they may be ready to come back through?
Yeah, we haven't had match committee yet. We're sort of just in review at the moment, but obviously with those 2 guys playing on the weekend, obviously every player's up for selection, but we'll need to really look at that over the next couple of days and look at the mix that we need. And it's great to see those guys back. Jai missing 12 months of footy with an ACL, and Dom's missed a fair bit of footy, so it was great to see them back, and I think we get a couple other guys back this week as well too, which would be really pleasing.
Harley Reid, his ability to do what he's been doing for 20 minutes for longer, how significant was that? Is that him growing into the AFL, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Each week he's taking a step forward in his own development and finding his feet within AFL footy, and we're seeing great signs of him bringing his strengths, which is the reason why we wanted to bring him here and really let him express himself within the games, and we saw that on the weekend.
Is midfield forward the way you'll continue to use him, you think?
Yeah, at this stage that's the way we'll go.
Richmond would be identified or was identified as a game that was winnable for you from some time ago. The draw's been pretty tough. A lot of finalists from last year. I think the Western Bulldogs were 9th or 10th last year. Richmond looked to be a little bit on the slide. Is this one you can get, do you think?
We go into every game thinking we can get them, but I think from where we sit at the moment, and obviously Richmond's performance over the last couple of weeks have had some really good stuff. Obviously we watched them play Sydney and they were really strong in that performance. They brought really good pressure and, again, we've got to keep chasing what we want. We know that they're going to be a good team and when they are at their best, they can play really good footy. So, if we bring our identity and we continue to keep chasing that and the evidence that we saw on the weekend for the periods that we had it, will put us in a good position to hopefully get it done.
How's Ryan Marrick? He looked like he was moving pretty well today out with the guys.
Yeah, a lot better than I thought he would. It was really pleasing. It was great to see him on the flight on the way homers, and then obviously getting around a little bit today. So yeah, we'll just assess how he goes throughout this week and see if he's be up for selection.
Edwards too, he was out there on the track too?
I think Lukey was walking around. It'll be again assessed. I haven't seen the full medical report, but yeah, I think he's obviously touch and go for this week. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Did Gov lose a tooth? He did lose a tooth?
Gov, I believe, lost half a tooth. He was off to get the dentist this afternoon. I think he was going to try and get a gold cap, but that was his comment on the way out. But he lost half a tooth.
And not a problem there?
No, it was all good.
As a backs coach, what needs to improve in that back line under siege at times but have stood up? What do you want to see more from them?
Yeah, look, as you said, they have stood up well. But again, there's still some goals that we reckon as a backline we can obviously take out through a bit of our defensive actions and our defensive craft, and the guys are really clear with that. Like our whole group, we're all chasing different things and we're chasing to be more consistent, and that's what we're really looking for. But what I have been pleased is at times with the amount of inside 50 that's been covered, the guys have been trying to protect it as best they can.
Caleb Jamieson has played a significant role in that, allowing McGovern or Tom to sort of duck off their opponent. So impressed with how he's developing into that role?
Yeah, he's done a really good job, considering I think he's only played 5 games or 6 games down as a backman now, and each week he's learning some new craft. Each week he's learning some new ways to defend different guys. He's still learning and still developing. He's got some areas he's got to continue to work on, but what he actually does do is, as you mentioned, it allows Gov to play in a little bit of a different position, or TB to be able to play on a different forward. And he's worked in really well with our back 6.
Harry Edwards has played that sort of similar role as well. How close is he to coming back into the side?
Yeah, he's played the last couple of weeks back in the waffle. He's still got a little bit to go with where he's at from his performances so far, but Jamo's at the moment is performing enough to keep him in the team.
And Gaff?
Yeah, look, he's gone back with a great attitude. I haven't seen the game on the weekend. I don't think our boys were that good, but from all reports, he went back with a great attitude and tried to apply himself, and he's just got to keep chipping away.